Hey, thanks for joining me today. It's Tuesday, February 9th. This is a really fun, interesting story about these Amazon Prime surveillance vans that are going to be nationwide soon. I want to get to that story. And I don't just want to talk about what they're going to do. I want to talk about what is possible for them to do with these vans. I think it's going to be really interesting. But first, flame on. I do want to thank everyone for liking, leaving a comment, subscribing, sharing this video, all that good stuff. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes on this video. That's the goal, and you can make it happen by hitting that like button. Now, let's get to the story. This is Amazon plans to install always-on surveillance cameras in its delivery vehicles. Wow. Nothing could go wrong there, right? So this is from The Verge. Amazon plans to install high-tech video cameras in its delivery vehicles in order to better monitor the behavior of drivers as they deliver packages, according to a new report from The Information. The hardware and software will be supplied by Netrodyne, a California company behind a platform called Driver Eye, that uses cameras and artificial intelligence to analyze a driver as they operate the vehicle. The camera then gives real-time feedback, including automated suggestions like distracted driving and please slow down, while collecting analysis that can be used to later evaluate drivers during their shifts. So this is, oh man, things are hard enough as it is. People are forced into these jobs that they really don't want, but you have no other alternative. You end up working for Amazon, and you're driving around in the van, and now they're going to have a camera on you 24/7, nonstop. It does not turn off. And this is all for your own safety, right? That's the guise that they're using to explain this. Now, I suppose they want to make sure that people aren't jumping in front of Amazon vans, claiming they got hit. No slip and falls there. They're trying to protect the company with accidents and things like that. But I'm also sure that if they are filming the driver 24/7, if the driver's not paying attention, if the driver's at fault, maybe the company wouldn't be at fault. They can just blame the driver, right? That's possible. I tell you, it's got to be very unnerving to have a camera on you 24 hours a day. I remember back decades ago when I taught school, and the principal could listen in on my classroom without any notice. They had a thing in the intercom that they could just turn on and listen. It had a microphone in there. And they could listen to what I was doing in my classroom at any moment of the day. And that was unnerving, knowing that that was happening. That kind of surveillance was happening in my classroom. But if you're driving around trying to make all your deliveries, and then you've got a camera on you, you can't even pick your nose, right? It sounds terrible that would be the case. But I want to get to some things that might also be possible with this. Now, if you think that this is all too far, you think that, oh no, this could never happen, I just want to remind you what Google did 10 years ago with their Google Maps cars. Now, if you don't remember, what happened is the Google Street View cars would drive around neighborhoods collecting data. They would be taking pictures of houses, and then they would stitch it all together on Google Maps, and so you could scroll around and see what things look like from the street, their Street View. I think that was a pretty interesting, useful service. But they also collected data from all the Wi-Fi as they were driving around. So when they would drive by your house, they could collect the name of your router at your house. Whether or not it was encrypted, whether or not you had a password on it, what the address of that was. They collected all that data. And later, what did they say about it? It was an accident. A German request for data audit reveals the web giant accidentally stored payload information from open networks. So this was a decade ago. And because a big tech company could do it, they did do it. As they had their cars drive around, they did collect that data and then later said, oh, that was an accident. We didn't mean to do that. And, we'll certainly get rid of it at some point if you trust us. So we know that companies do record things if they can. Now, if these Amazon Prime delivery vans are set up to record 24/7 inside the van and outside the van, what else could they be recording? Well, I would think that it's not that far of a stretch for them to record the people that are walking around the neighborhood, right? They could get a picture of me when I'm walking my dog every day, and with some facial recognition, they could throw that in a database, collect that on me so they know what times I've left my house, what time I'm out walking my dog. That could be done quite easily with current technology. It's not like Amazon doesn't have the computing power to do something like that. Now, here in Portland, last fall, they did outlaw facial recognition for both public and private. So that's a good thing. Now, the funny thing about the reasoning that they did this in Portland is ridiculous. What the claim was is that facial recognition works differently based on your skin tone, and so it wasn't as accurate for people with darker skin tones. And so therefore there was inequity, and so that's the reason that they used. That was the justification that they used to get rid of facial recognition in the city of Portland. But whatever the reason, I'm glad that it has been outlawed in this city. But what else could they be collecting as they're driving around the neighborhood? They could equip their vans with automated license plate readers. Oh yeah, that is possible. They could collect this data, compile it using the Amazon data center, and they could track cars all around town. They would know that you were at the Costco at a certain time, or that you were driving down 82nd Avenue at 3:30 in the afternoon. They would have that data. With so many Amazon Prime vans just constantly driving around, they could really collect a lot of data on the cars that are on the street. Now, they're not saying that they're going to do this, but we've seen a pattern with big tech that if they could do something, they're going to give it a shot. And I would suspect that they may do this as well. Now, those are just two ideas of what they could be doing with these new surveillance vans, but I'd like to know, do you have any ideas? What could Amazon Prime vans do if they're recording audio and video outside and inside of their vehicles 24/7? Let me know in the comments. Have an awesome day. Peace.